You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. How many stories you got?
Do you have that?
No. I mean, I guess we got unlimited in our head. Doesn't really matter.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
You weren't that good. You don't have that many
23,
stories.
24, 25, 26, 27.
You don't have that many stories, bro.
They might not all be great stories, but they're stories.
Stories about
A lot of them are actually bad stories about me.
Yeah. Alright, let's just get it going then.
Okay. Ready?
Testicular fortitude. Give it.
You do the countdown, boss. I need to turn my phone on silent before you kill me.
Yeah. I'm gonna also make sure my dog stops barking. Just kidding. Alright. I said I was gonna go 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. What's up, Nutty Buddies?
What's up, Nutty Buddies? Welcome back to episode 6.
No, this is 7.
Favorite...
This is 7. We just keep going.
Welcome back to episode 7 of your favorite podcast in the world, Nutty Buddies. We're gonna be talking about old baseball stories today. We just got done watching the Cardinals pull off their second win in a row, finally playing some good baseball. I seen Peanut last weekend for the first time in a long time, and it was lovely. I didn't feel like I seen him long enough, but I never do when I see him. But it was awesome to see him, and he's had a tough couple of days, haven't you, Peanut? Getting back home, a lot of driving.
No, the drive is the best part. I hated seeing everybody.
Okay.
I would rather have drove 20 hours there than see you guys, and then I would rather have drove 22 hours back than see all of you guys. So,
okay.
In case you were wondering.
Well, next time you ought to just do that then.
Well, I like to try out. I gotta exercise my driving muscle every now and then. I do sit in the cave that is this office 24/7 anyway. So I like to exercise every now and then.
Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with a little exercise, bud.
Socially, exercise, get out there. Made Bob cry.
You made Robbie cry?
Yeah, so if you're listening, Bob, it's okay. You have feelings. Everybody does.
Why'd you make him cry?
He's just a baby, man. Just a little baby.
What'd you do?
He's probably because I told him to say, hey, don't fucking punch my friend Chandler. No, I was just talking to him. But no, it was a good time. We got a very long weekend, as Chandler said. So long that I saw my friends for 4 hours. So glad that we could make the trip happen for that. But yeah, now we're gonna bore you to death with some baseball stories that are definitely not funny. You shouldn't listen to them at all.
Yeah, bunch of bad stories from. I mean, we could be honest, Peanut. The fact that we're sitting here, not playing for the St. Louis Cardinals, is that bad from professional team scouting department's end? Maybe, but that's all right. We can just talk about a bunch of cool high school stories and Legion stories and our short stints in college stories.
Yeah, we had college careers. If you guys didn't know, we did play college baseball. Well, Chandler played college baseball. I watched college baseball. So we kind of know what we're talking about when it comes to baseball stories, but I'm sure we got nothing on the Little League stories down there at TCYFA has or anything like that. I heard that the grade, your grade, that team down there, the Little League team, was nasty. They went to state or something for a Little League tournament. Did you play on that team?
I went to state for Little League once.
Was it Gosnell and Hammock on the team or something?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the team.
Yeah,
so all the way back to your wee little days, Chan was a stud.
I think we might have got second in that in-state.
You weren't much of a winner, were you?
Nope, never won state. Never won state. Came close a couple times.
Yeah, might as well. I just like to get there. I don't actually like to win, so that's the way we like to roll.
I didn't have any stories for that far back. I started with high school.
But see, no, I didn't even come in trying to talk about that. It just came off my dome. That team was legit, bro. Like literally all of those guys, and it sounds so weird talking about a bunch of like 10-year-old little leaguers, but all of those dudes were dudes at baseball, like later in life.
That was a good ass team.
I say that in like the Jefferson County area though, but yeah, so you went to state then. You went to state, or I guess we went to state as a JV.
Twice. We went twice.
We went twice. Oh, we
went
was
varsity our last year.
Yeah, that's right. I was just talking about JV, but yeah.
Well, that's twice for Legion, is what I was saying.
Yeah, but and then how close did you get in high school, Chan?
High school didn't make it out of the districts, bud. Didn't make it out of the district. The farthest we went in high school was district championship my junior year.
And if you had to answer, what happened in that game? The last inning of that game, specifically.
We faced Dylan Coleman. He
Where's
shoved. He plays for the Kansas City Royals.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's very, very good. Also, this is going to be in one of my stories, but Wallace pissed off Dylan Coleman's dad that day.
No way.
Oh yeah, have you ever heard that story?
No, I think you should just go straight into that because I want to tell my Dylan Coleman story after this too.
So we were playing. I think like the final was 5-4. Like it was a pretty good game. But Wallace was getting loose in the bullpen, and he came in and I think he threw like an inning or something in that game. But Wallace was warming up and he was just messing around talking to the dudes he was warming up with or whatever. He was like, oh yeah, this dude Dylan Coleman, he sucks, he's not good. And like Wallace was just fucking around. Dylan Coleman's dad was 5 feet away from Jake.
Yeah, well, we should also preface this by saying Dylan Coleman, I'm pretty sure is in the top 10 all time for strikeouts at Missouri State. He's a very good baseball player.
Yeah.
He went to Potosi High School, was in Chandler's district. We played him. I say we, was in my high school, played him in high school. Very good baseball player, threw very hard.
He was just a good anything. He has the most points in basketball history at their school too, don't he?
Yeah, I watched him my freshman year. It was my freshman or my sophomore year? It was freshman. Yeah, it was. We had a dude that they were running inbounds play, passed the ball to the top of the key. Point guard's got it. Dylan Coleman is standing in the corner or some shit. Set a back pick, and the tallest kid on our team, the second tallest kid on our team at that point, was standing right next to the rim, just playing like zone defense. There's a lob that just goes over his head, and I can see it right now. It's just Dylan Coleman catching the basketball, and then his nuts just hitting Donald right in the face. Just like rode him. Like, you've seen those dunks where people like dunk and they land on their shoulders? Like, this is legit. Like, he could have just rode him out of there, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I believe it. That dude was just next level. Just the fact that we had to play against that motherfucker is why.
Yeah. Did you ever take an AB off of him?
Nope, never gotten that bad off him.
See, he struck out a lot of people in his career. It never struck me out.
Well, there you go.
0 for 3, no Ks, bro.
Got a little piece every time, huh?
Yeah. This is how my day went against Dylan Coleman. So, coach comes up. This is my freshman year. The only time I ever faced him. I was 125, 130 pounds.
And he would have been.
He's a junior.
Okay, so he was in my class.
Yeah, he was already committed to.
Most State.
No, he's a year older than you.
Is he?
Yeah, he was a junior whenever.
Yeah, that's right. Because we didn't play much following.
But yeah, so coach is like, all right, so the guy we're getting ready to face is probably going to play professional baseball. He's going to be drafted. That's like my first experience is in who is Dylan Coleman, and this is what I'm learning as a 130-pound freshman. Coach goes, yeah, so he's going to be a draft pick. This is just more of a learning opportunity, like get in there, compete, like talking to me directly. Like, this is the first time kind of arm you're going to see like this. Like, yeah, okay. So
Or
warm-ups.
probably ever.
Yeah. So warm-ups. I'm hitting leadoff, by the way, to the start of the game, and we're at their place. So first about of the game, nothing else has happened. And I'm watching them warm up. Throws a couple of fastballs and everything like that. I'm looking at coach like, oh, that's it? Just being a smart, cocky ass. Then I get up there and I take the first pitch and I'm like, that was the fastest fucking pitch I've ever seen in my life. It was probably like low 90s or something. It ended up working the count. I don't know how to full count. And this dude throws me the nastiest 3-2 curveball of my life. I'm out on a front foot, fly ball to the left field. Felt so good about myself. Like, fuck yeah. Like, look at me go. Next two at bats. First one, fastball. He one hit us, by the way. Like, and the last hit did not come until the last inning. Or the only hit we had did not come until the 7th inning. And so fastball up and in. The next at bat, first pitch. I was so early on it. It would have hit me right in the fucking chest. Right back to him. Get thrown out at first, obviously. So, you know.
Well, good thing it didn't hit you in the chest.
Yeah, well, I would have liked to have gotten on base, so that would have been better.
Yeah, but would you have liked to live or no?
Baseballs don't kill me. We'll get into more into that. Baseballs just don't kill me. Yeah. So, next at bat, fastball at my chest again. Foul ball. I foul it towards our third base dugout. And the catcher's like, how did you hit that? I have no idea. Next pitch, same thing. Just I'm fucking early on it. Tapped it right back to the pitcher, throwing me out of first base. So that's how my 3 at bats went against Ellen Coleman. I did nothing.
Could have been worse. Could have been worse.
I guess I could have died.
Yeah. Handle your business if you don't strike out against them. Hell yeah. There you go.
Hey, man.
Especially as a freshman. But, alright. I'm looking at what stories that I got. I wish I would have got to face Dylan Coleman.
No. Like, I love facing good arms and being able to say that I faced him. I did not have fun that day.
So this first story for me I have down is my first varsity experience. I'm a sophomore in high school, just get called up in districts. We're playing our first game, and the dudes that I went to high school with, like, especially when I was just a sophomore in high school, like, we're all just awesome. Like, there was just a bunch of just dudes on our team. When I'm a sophomore on varsity, I'm looking around at, like, Jeremy Brown and Travis and Will and Riando, Andrew Hayden, like, all these dudes. I'm like, holy, you know, I'm with these motherfuckers now. This is kind of cool. So Andrew drew a walk. So this is the first round of districts, and Andrew draws a walk. He is our catcher. He's a very good baseball player, but Coach Mont puts me in a pinch run for Andrew. So I think Andrew was hitting like second in the order and Jeremy was hitting third. So I go into pinch run. This is my first time ever being on a varsity field, or, you know what I'm saying, like in a big situation like this. All I'm doing is pinch running. I look over at Coach Mont. He gives me a steal sign. I look at the plate. Jeremy Brown is in the box. There's 2 outs, and there's a lefty on the mound. I just went first move. As soon as he picked up his front foot, I went. He picks off. Yeah. He picks off, of course. So I'm running to second base. I get picked off, get thrown out. And that was it for my varsity experience as a sophomore, because I never got to play again. That was it. I sat on the bench. I put a chew in and didn't do shit the rest of the game. I hung out with, like, I think Jaden Reddick. We were just sitting at the end of the dugout.
I didn't know he played baseball.
Yeah, his last year he did. But yeah, I felt like shit about myself, and I knew everybody was mad, and I was just chilling at the end of the bench with chewing the rest of the game.
That's incredible.
That's my first varsity experience right there.
My first varsity experience, I would like to blame all umpires in the world for, because we were 10 running Arcadia Valley down at their place. My freshman year we went 17-9. Like, They didn't need me, but they were really good. So this is before I even got to start. I ended up starting like 10 games throughout the year, but this is like the second or third game. And I struck out looking. I don't think I swung the bat one time my first varsity at bat. Not once. And I went back to the dugout and everybody's like, I just don't think he's good.
What position did you play your freshman year?
See, the funny thing is I never had one position at
You
at
just
all.
played everywhere?
I just played everywhere. My freshman year, so I pinch hit there. That was my first action. A lot of pinch running. And then I got my first start. I actually started in left field, but I got DH for it because they thought I couldn't hit. Fast forward, I ended up being all conference, all district, and hitting 435. So, like, moral of the story, that wasn't true. But I played left field, started the game, got DH for it. But then our center fielder at the time was kind of lackadaisical. So then I didn't finish that game in center field my freshman year. I was the starting center fielder for the rest of the year, basically, except for one game I was supposed to start at second base. I say supposed to because I also led off that game, and I broke my nose 5 pitches into it because I wore a hanging curveball off the side of my nose.
Jesus.
So I was supposed to get a start at second there. I started at third one game down in Fredericktown for Wood Bat tournament. I caught an inning. Senior night, one of our starting catcher decided he wanted to barehand a baseball behind the plate because that's a smart thing to do. So I got called in from the center field to put on my catcher's equipment and come play catcher. And I had to borrow a cup from some dude on the bench because I didn't bring mine.
Golly.
It was too small. No big deal. But I played all over. I was shortstop, second. I never played right field in high school. I never played first. I caught, pitched, short, second, third, center, left. Boom.
There you go.
I even DH'd one time. That's how you know I had the juice.
You DH'd and you got DH4?
Yeah.
What are these dudes at R7 doing?
They don't know ball, man. They don't know ball like us.
I got so this is my high school category. Will Womble District Championship Meltdown. That's my second story. Have you
Is this
ever
whenever
heard
he
this?
just breaks shit in the dugout?
So this was the Potosi game that we were just talking about.
Yeah.
It was Will, we were down, it was like the last inning. Will ends up striking out on a pitch that was borderline, probably not even borderline. It was probably a ball. Will usually keeps his composure in situations like that. So,
Will's a nice dude.
Yeah, he was pissed off, and you remember Hank?
Fucking Hank. Yeah, I know Hank. Hank was balling.
Yeah.
The old man. Nope. Ball's outside, gentlemen.
He was the umpire for the game behind the plate, and Will takes off his helmet and is going back to the dugout, and he goes, "That's fucking horseshit, Hank! That's fucking horseshit!" And we're just standing in the dugout like, "Damn, Wom!" Just lost his mind. Just an epic moment from Will. And then, I got another funny story. So, our senior year, and I might be telling this story wrong, so just take my word for it, maybe. Or don't. So Wallace he hung Andrew Douglas's bat bag up on a flagpole. He hung. You can hear me.
Yeah, keep going. My bad. I'm gonna go let Bailey in. Just keep talking.
Okay. So Wallace hung Andrew Douglas's bat bag up on the flagpole at the end of practice, and Andrew's like marching around looking for his bat bag, trying to go home, and he finally realizes where it is, up on top of the flagpole, and they get it down, and Wallace and Andrew like almost fought for a little while. But they didn't fight. But yeah, that's what I was saying. This is the moral of the story with that one. Wallace, a lot of people wanted to fight Jake throughout the baseball seasons.
Yeah.
I remember Kevin, Link, and Wallace getting into it one time. We got Dylan Coleman's dad. We got Douglas. Like, there were so many people. Wallace just pissed off.
Chap and Wallace,
Chap and Wallace.
I almost saw Jake Wallace die because of he wanted to argue with Chap about that again at Jake's house.
God.
Were you there?
Yeah.
I literally thought Jake was gonna die. It's like in his own house, Chap's gonna kill him. So, to give context, I mean, I wasn't there. I didn't go to school with you guys, but so my understanding is that Jake was a PO and he was keeping score on the bench. There's a pop up to second base. I don't even know if Chap was involved at all in the play. If he like hit the ball,
I think he was. That's
did
why.
He hit the ball.
No, I think Jake gave him like an air for it or something. I think, or maybe Jake didn't give him a hit.
I think Chap was hitting and Jake called it in there. Yeah.
Right.
So it was a pop up behind second baseman, like no man's land between center field, right field, and second base, basically. But it should have been caught. Just like miscommunication, like nobody caught it. Not necessarily like a difficult play, just nobody made the play behind second base. Like it should have been caught. It was in the air long enough. So Jake gives an error to the center fielder or second baseman or something. And then Chap figured it out, comes back into the dugout. And they're just arguing. Fast forward to we're all hanging out at Jake's basement, and Jake wants to bring up about how it was an error and how it wasn't a hit. And then Chap, very intimidating, intense person, was like, "Shut the fuck up, Jake. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about." And Jake starts talking back to him. "Oh yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about." Like that. He's like, "Uh-huh, I'm gonna go cry about it." That kind of stuff.
That's such a bad combo with Wallace and Chap arguing with each other. There's no winner there. There's no winner.
Incredible, bro.
That went on too, I think, if I remember. Anytime that got brought up, they would go at it.
I'm absolutely not surprised.
What else do I have?
My dogs love this conversation. I got some.
I think. Oh wait, no, you go.
Yeah, so we were pretty big power hitters back in the day. So I would like for us to share our first home run stories. Because we only in our career, both of us have one home run each.
Yeah, total of 2 bombs from these two men on the screen.
Lots of power.
I was there for yours.
Yeah, I wasn't there for yours, so I did see it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Right? Is there a video on Twitter for Greenville, right?
The video was my walk-off. The home run wasn't on there. That was just a walk-off in the gap.
Yeah. See, at least you got, man, you got, I'm mixing up your highlights of your college career. That's how much of a stud you were.
That's facts.
But, so I had never hit a home run, or let me rephrase this. There has been a 7-day stretch of my life where all of the baseballs I have hit over a fence from home plate have happened. I hit 3 out in practice, and I hit 1 out in a game. All in the same
remember
game.
that practice too, because you were cooking. And I was like, okay, Peanut.
I never in my life did I hit a baseball over the fence before that practice. Take that back. I had 5 that week. 1, the practice before I hit 3. So I hit 1, I hit 3. And then we had, like, I didn't hit any the next day or something like that. And then the game we had in districts, first game of districts, I had a first inning bomb. No home runs.
Who was that against again?
That was against Rock.
Was it?
Yeah.
Did you pitch that game too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
That sounds right. Did you?
No, I closed that game. I closed that game and then I started the next game. So, yeah, that tournament was the best baseball of my life.
Yeah, that tournament was awesome.
I won leader athlete of the week for that. No big deal. But like, so that first game we played, I hit second. So 2-run bomb to start the game. Then I ended up closing out that game, getting the save. Next day.
Did you start? Wait, who'd you start against in that tournament? Is it
St. Jim. Yeah.
Okay.
The next day or 2 days later, so I threw like 20, 25 pitches, just enough to where I could come back.
That would have had to have been 2 days later.
Yeah.
Because we played them in the championship, right?
We played them in the semis, and then we played North County. Remember? the big dudes that because we had a home run fest. Pudge hit a grand slam.
You got them swapped. I think
that zone?
St. John was the championship, and North County was the semi.
No, bro, I promise. Because what's his face? The dude that ended up going to Raleigh, Don, that's his name. Don, he pitched against North County in the championship game, and it was like 16-8 or 16-10. Because
Is that right?
Yeah, I promise. Because I threw in that second game of districts, I threw 9 innings.
Did we go on to play St. John in zone then in the championship as zone?
Play Jackson in zone championship, right?
Was zone at Jackson?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I'm getting my years mixed up.
Yeah, the St. John game is whenever I had a one run, 9 innings pitch, and then you had that play on third baseline, a diving play to go across first. Sick as fuck, saving some runs. And I think I went like 2 for 4 through 5 that game, and then the next game, I got hit 3 times, and I didn't end up pitching, but like Pudge hit a grand slam. I watched that just fly over my head. That was one of the coolest feelings in the world, to just watch a no doubt home run from second base, bro. We dominated that tournament all the way up until state, but.
So your first home run was against
Rock. Yeah, I guess back to that
against
story.
Rock.
Yeah, so didn't hit a single home run my entire career, but leading up into districts, Coach Bone wanted us to use wood bats going into that wood bat tournament we played, and then going into districts. So I did. The first practice I did, because he wanted us to try out some, just get some wood swings underneath our belt, like feel how it feels, try to hit the ball more true, that kind of thing. And with my swing, he was like, why don't you get some more extension? Like you're not finishing through the ball. You can hit the ball a lot harder than what you should. Or you should hit it a lot harder than you do. It's like, okay, yeah, I'll try it. First swing, break my fucking wooden bat. Just break it. The first one. I was like, this is going to go so well. So somebody else has the balls to give me their bat to use for the rest of the practice. Didn't break it, luckily.
It's probably me.
I wouldn't be surprised. But, so long story short, ended up coming to practice, hit my first bomb, and I'm like, wow, I can actually do this. Next practice, 3 bombs. Like, what the hell happened to me? Next game, it was the 1-1 pitch, I think. But I got a fastball, just put my foot down as fast as I could. The picture is so cool. I think I kind of want to put it up because the picture is awesome. Shout out to Zach Meyer's grandma. But get out there. You can just see my extension. It feels so good. I think it was a wall scraper, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, I remember that. You were so hyped.
Yeah,
we all were so hyped.
Yeah. They were like, what the? You can do that? You had yours in college, though, right?
Yeah, my one and only home run was... It's kind of crazy how it happens because, like, for me, I was, for those of you who don't know, I was a very hot and cold type player. Like, sometimes I swear I was the worst player on the field. Other times it's like, yeah, he should be there probably. But my sophomore year of college, I started at the beginning of the year at second base. Got off to a slow start. They started mixing in somebody else. I ended up playing. I was probably benched for like, I don't know, 5 games straight, maybe. But like I kept working and doing like extra work, like with our infield coach, like a lot, because I'm like, man, I want to get back in there, you know. And so they give me another start back because the other dude wasn't doing very good either. So get back in. It was my first game back against Westminster at home, and it was my first at bat. And you know, I guess like all the extra type work stuff I put in, I run into one. We had, like, the way our outfield was set up was the football field was right behind the baseball field. So I ran, and the wind was blowing out like a motherfucker too. So I don't know if I really got it like
where'd
that.
Where'd you play at? So just tell everybody.
Greenville University.
Yeah.
It was a D3 school.
Hell yeah.
But in Illinois. But I think it was probably like, I don't know, maybe 10 foot over the fence or so. And I didn't think it was out off the bat, but then it was a good feeling. I got the ball. My first base coach walked all the way to go get it and gave it to me. So my dad's got it at home now.
Yeah. There were little kids playing catch out in left field when I hit mine, so I didn't get to see my baseball.
That thing gone.
That feeling though, bro, just running around the bases. Nobody can do anything. They just have to watch you. I mean, I wish I could have experienced that more. Like I should have done steroids or something.
Yeah, that's true. We should have looked into that.
Like I swear, literally couldn't hit the ball anywhere deep in the league. I was ground ball machine, line drive machine. The closest I got to an actual high school, I had a lot of inside the park home runs because we played like very bad small schools that I could just hit the ball far and run fast. That's what so that worked. But my freshman year, this is your sophomore year, so later in the year you got to experience your first varsity action. But you know, I was kicking the shit out of Jeremy Brown, Will Womble, and E3 and before it was cool. We won 16-6, 16-5, something like that. No big deal. I went 3 for 5, 2 doubles. There's just nothing he could have done about it because we 10 runs you guys, and if you were there, it probably would have been 11.
What happened our 2 years that we played against each other when we were both on varsity?
We talking about my junior year. I had a torn labrum.
Okay, what happened your senior year?
You weren't there my senior year.
Your junior year, you played, bro.
Your junior year. My sophomore year.
Yeah, what happened that one?
Well, let's first talk about how I went 2 for 2 off of Will Womble to start that game, and you guys were scared to pitch to me. But we did lose by 10 that game.
I remember you snuck that one down the line on me because I was playing third.
I was 2 for 2 with a double and a single off Will Womble in the first 2 or 3 innings, and then that was like the only offense we had for the rest of the game.
That's funny though. Every time we played in high school, it was either you guys beating the shit out of us or us beating the shit out of you. Like we didn't really play any close ones.
Yeah,
because I remember freshman year, you guys beat the piss out of us, and then sophomore year, you guys might have beat the piss out of us again. And then I think junior
your
and
sophomore year was whenever we 10 runs you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think my junior and senior year, we beat the piss out of you guys.
Yes. Correct.
Kind of crazy.
Yep. I always wanted to win so bad every time I played Festus. So Chandler went. I mean, everybody here knows who the fuck we're talking about at this point. 70 people out here watch. It's probably everybody from Jefferson County. But Chandler went to Festus. I went to R7, the better school in Festus. But yeah, it was just never a close game. It was never a good game, I should say. It was always fun for the team that was kicking the shit out of the other one. But other than that, you just wanted to get it over with. I've never seen someone more angry than Jeremy Brown during the 15.
I wasn't there for that. I'm probably glad I wasn't because I'm sure he was fucking pissed.
Bro, I had just doubled and I was standing on second base. He's obviously playing shortstop. MFing everybody, bro. Like, I had just put one off the wall off bomber. That was the closest I ever got to a home run. It was my freshman year in high school. I put one off the wall, 310 at R7. Hit a 310 sign left field. Just barely missed it.
Damn.
And I got the second, and Jeremy was like MF, and it was like, bro, we fucking suck. What the fuck is going on?
Well, let's stay with angry stories. I got a couple of angry stories. These are all going to Legion stories now since they're angry.
That's where the good stuff is.
So yeah, we also, for the people listening, we played Legion together. 253 Festus Legion, awesome program to play for. So yeah,
check out 253baseball.com for more info on tryouts.
So this was my first varsity practice. You were hurt my first year playing varsity.
Yep. Labrum.
So I'm playing short, and we're doing first and third. For those of you guys who don't know, our Legion practices were very intense. Every single day, hours and hours of work until we perfected like everything we did. Like
literally every single day. I think we maybe had like 3 or 4 off days that entire summer.
Yeah. So anyway, this is one of our first practices. We're doing first and third. drill. So like we had the runner simulating, and me and Cam were in the middle, or Womble, or whoever it was. So I get the ball, and I don't know if you remember, but how our middle would do it was the shortstop would get the ball and just walk the runner back to first base, and like keep an eye on third. And I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, you know. So and like I was like, anyway. So for some reason, like my brain, because in high school we did like the fake to first, throw to third, and all that stuff. So we go, and I get the ball, fake to first, throw to third, and I wasn't supposed to do that at all. All I was supposed to do was walk the dude back to first base. And Coach Bone just looked at me like I was the dumbest person in the world. And it was so bad. Everybody, not just Coach Bone, everyone looked at me like I was the dumbest person in the world. So that was cool.
One of my favorite, I mean, you don't love it, obviously, and I think I've talked about it a million times, so if you would like to give a short version of it, but Chandler is very good at getting sack bunts down.
Yes.
I wasn't playing that game either, for a different injury, story of my career.
You didn't play in that one?
Not that game. I was sat out that entire tournament in Cave Central because I pulled my groin in practice, remember? We were racing, and First off, I beat Gunnison because Gunnison was left-handed, I was right-handed. We got the same time out of the box. That means I win because I came from farther away. Sorry, coach. But I pulled my groin because of it. And I didn't play but for like 10 to 14 games there in the middle. But yeah, Chandler, you were playing in that, or like you were in that game, or did you pinch it?
I was in that game.
And Chan gets in a clutch at bat to drop down a bunt to move the runner over to third.
Runner on third,
so it was a squeeze. You tell the story, you know it better, obviously.
Runner on third, I think there's one out. I get the squeeze call, try to get the bunt down. It was a curveball. Popped it right up in the air. Catcher catches the ball, throws to third base, inning over. I'm fucking pissed off at myself, obviously. Get back in the dugout. I think just like maybe 1 foot, like 1 step in the dugout. And I look at Coach Bone just sitting there. He does his little... Fucking pathetic. And I'm just like, yeah, I know it. I know it, Coach. Does a little fucking pathetic.
He went on a little tirade. Like sometimes I think I love Coach Bone, but sometimes I think he was just doing it just to get it out, so he didn't have to listen to it in his head. Because he went on there even after like you went back out into the field and everything. Oh, he was like, "Can't even get a fucking bunt down." Like, what the fuck?
Yep. There was I remember the one I'll never forget was we played St. John. It was that same year. It was a regular season game at West City.
Yeah,
and I think you remember when Cam flew out and he like threw his bat over and it like damn near wiped out like half of our coaching staff.
It would have hit Coach Bone directly in the forehead. It was coming. It was flying.
But that wasn't like any like reason why we got bitched at, but because we played like shit the whole game. But so we end up losing. We all go to the outfield. That's what we always did after games. We always met in the outfield and like discussed whether good or bad, whether the result of the game was good or bad, whatever. So we get out there and Coach Bone, probably 5 minutes straight of silence, like doing that with his neck and spitting. The towel. Yeah, and the towel, just he's got that going on, just 5 minutes, not saying nothing. And then I'm pretty sure he goes, like, run. I think that's all he ended up saying. Yeah, he's like, get the fuck out of my sight or something like that. And so, again, hurt with pulled groin here.
I had to do push-ups while you guys were fucking running. So you guys are doing just around the foul pole back and forth and coming
we're running
in.
poles.
Yeah, and I was doing push-ups and like abs and stuff like that, and it was the quietest stadium I've ever been in my life for like the last 10 minutes of the game. All of our parents are just watching us. Like it's not like people were like, oh, like we're happy to be here for a baseball team. Like everybody knew we were a good baseball team. Like we expected to be good. There are good baseball players on this team. So everyone just knew what the conversation was that just happened out in the dugout, especially after watching the bat that almost just hit Coach Bone in the head. Like, I mean, that's terrible, but like everybody knew that we just got our ass chewed.
That's what made Legion like such a awesome ass experience, bro, is that like so like obviously games like that suck and you don't want to lose, but like you're there with a group of guys who like damn near everybody wanted to be there always, and everybody cared always, and everybody like gave it their all always, and like just being in that kind of atmosphere like where it's like we're really like just being a part of something that like you feel like matters, you know what I'm saying? Like it was
so much
just,
better
it was
than high
awesome
school. So much
it was
better.
awesome.
I got some
yeah,
college
dude.
stories, my limited experience, but what were you gonna say?
I was gonna do Pudge. I want to talk about
What do you mean,
Pudge.
died?
Yeah.
I was go tell the story, please.
I was talking to my dad over the weekend. I was like, I gotta remember to tell the story.
I'm pretty sure that's the first story I have written down. Chandler, I'm not even joking. Like, you can go look at the screenshot I sent you. Baseball stories. First one, Pudge almost dying. That's the first one I have written down.
Mine says Pudge soda problem? Question mark. Okay, so Pudge was our catcher. Yeah, we'll have to let him know. Pudge was our catcher. Big dog, awesome person. Like literally, like I'll never in my life have a bad thing to say about Pudge. Never have, never will.
Dude is just his handshake's too strong. That's the only thing I'll probably say. Big ass hands.
Just an awesome dude, a nice human, and he was good at baseball. I mean, just baller. But so it was me and this was I like saying this story so much because like I was literally like first person like there throughout everything with him. Yeah. So because we rode out together.
Yeah. So and I was playing catch with him, and you were standing out there. Because like during this is happening, so I'm playing catch with him, getting ready to pitch. Like so, like Pudge and I have a routine before every game. He knows exactly what I want to do, so we're just doing our thing. He's out there talking to you in the outfield. And then you continue. So this is what setting this thing.
Okay, so Pudge texts me or calls me before the game, whatever. We want to ride out together, whatever it was. So we rode out to St. Jim for the game, and he keeps reaching in the back of his truck, and he's got like a 12-pack of fucking Mr. Pibbs. And we're about to play. This is in the middle of summertime. We're about to play in 97 degree weather
on a turf field.
Probably at fucking 2 in the afternoon. Like,
in St. John on a turf field. Like, it was a hot day.
So this dude grabs a Mr. Pibb. Crunch, gone. Grabs another. Like, this dude probably drank 7 fucking Mr. Pibbs on the way to the game. Like, no shit. And we're just chopping it up on the way. And then we go out to play catch, and I see him at one point playing catch. He like digs the ball into his chest, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck is up, bro? Like, are you
known
good?
To have chest problems before this?
And he's like, man, I don't feel so good. Like, I gotta sit down. So we all start walking to the dugout and getting him to sit down, and then he passes out or whatever, falls on his face, and they get the ambulance there. And the coach, what coach tried to catch him?
JT. I want to go into this now. So, like, I'll give him more detail. So, like, Chandler walks him off. Like, I'm standing there with like a game ball in my hand. Like, what am I gonna do? My catcher just died. Like, it's like, yeah, he's a little tired, but he'll be fine. So he's walking back to the dugout. I'm just standing there, and then like Pudge literally gets 2 steps into the dugout and just starts falling, and JT caught him. So then they call the ambulance. This is before the game is starting. This dude, they like finally get him to like come to and everything like that. They're like, what did you eat today? Like, what happened? He's like, oh, I had like a dozen Dr. Peppers. Like, you can't just do that.
Bro,
Like,
I remember him actually like falling on his face. Did he not?
he either fell on his face or got caught by JT, but JT was there trying to catch him.
Yeah.
But this happened all before the game.
He said, I had 12 Mr. Pan.
Yeah, like, what? Like, you can't do that, bro.
Oh, dude. That is funny. It's funny because everything was okay and nothing bad happened, right?
It was one of the weirdest moments in my life. And what's even weirder is that we played the game as if nothing happened right after that.
Yep. And then we just heard like notifications like that he was doing all right and stuff,
Yeah.
didn't we?
Something like that.
Yeah. Oh, Pudge. While we were talking about JT a little bit, I have JT is for the boys down because when we were at state JV year, I ran out of a can of chew.
I was with you, bro. We rode together.
Yeah, we were going to the game together, and it was literally me, you, JT, and Coach Neil.
Because we
right?
We had been talking to them before, like, come on, just give us a ride at the game, like, type deal. Like, we were just wanted to go with them. He's like, all right, so for the state championship game, we rode out with him.
And I told him, because we were, what, 15?
I was
16? Something
I was
like
a sophomore in high school. You were a junior, so.
So we were 15, 16, right?
I was 16, 17. Because I was driving, yeah.
What was I going to say? But so I couldn't buy chew at the time. And I was like, hey, like, I'm out of chew right now. Like, what's up, coach? And
first he got you in the hotel room.
Oh, yeah. He did
said,
get me in.
Go down to my hotel room. Is this number?
Go to my room. I got my can in the bag. So he gives me a little pinch. Then we go to the gas station that morning. He's like, I got you. And then he gives me a little can. I'm like, yeah, JT's awesome. I love JT. I loved him before that, too. That's not the only reason why I love him. Yeah. He was awesome.
That was the last year he ever coached.
Yeah.
He got a kid and we got married. And that dude, I learned so much from him.
Oh, yeah. He was so good at first base coaching.
Oh, yeah. That was the best first base coach I've ever had in my life. Like, yeah. I first learned UCLA and, like, the head book move and the knee book move, like, that kind of stuff like that. Like, everything I learned from there, like, there's no way I would have been that good of a base runner or as good of a base runner if it was.
And we stole the fuck out of bases that year, too. Oh,
yeah. And it wasn't just stolen bases. Anytime we got a chance to take an extra base, he was like, don't stop. Don't stop running.
He was very aggressive. And Coach Neil was, too, really. We were aggressive on the bases that year.
That year was so much fun. Choked that state championship game, too. But
I have another one. This was the year you were hurt, my junior year, or my senior year, my first year playing varsity. Okay. I was playing short. We were playing DeSoto at home. I get a ball hit to me, to my left. Routine double play, like take it yourself, step on the bag, throw to first, inning over type shit, right? So I field it, tag the bag, air mailed the fuck out of the throw, dude. Like, I have no idea where the ball ended up going, but it wasn't in Riendo's glove. I promise you that. And then Coach Smetzer was standing at the end of the dugout, you know, because he's like, inning over, you know, he's thinking just what the fuck I'm thinking, inning over, let's go. And I airmailed the throw. Coach Smets at the end of the dugout, throw the fucking ball at the top of his lungs, and I'm just, yeah. I know it, Coach. But that was funny because he yelled, bro, at the top of his damn lungs. You know, Smets be doing that.
There's a couple of Smets stories that I want to tell that we just can't. But I want to hop in before we finish up because we're almost 50 minutes so far. But I want to get a college story in here so that I can prove that I can play college baseball. So I stayed in the dorms. Stayed in the dorms my first semester there at Jeffco. I lived close, so second semester ended up moving out because I had my second and third shoulder surgery in 2 years. So I moved back home, so I didn't have to pay to recover from my surgery. But so first night that we all moved in, like the entire team's moved in now. We got like 2 or 3 guys from Puerto Rico, 2 of which live with me and my roommate from Jackson, Missouri. There's a bunch of dudes like from St. Louis area, a couple Division One, not dropouts but transfer outs. A couple guys from Ohio, like a bunch of sophomores that played really good baseball the year before. A lot of guys that should have been college drafted baseball players, that kind of thing, or professionally drafted players. The first night that I'm there, coach got woken up to a phone call from campus security. Guys, one of the sophomores had gotten so drunk, they were all drinking and everything like that, come back to campus. He thought he was at his own apartment trying to get into the dorms, like, and they wouldn't let him in. He punched the fucking window out of an infielder, a freshman infielder, because he wouldn't let him in. He was pissed off and drunk. Punched the fucking window out the first day that we stayed there.
Jesus.
Coach was not happy.
That's crazy.
This begins our early morning hijinks for coach to come yell at us. So that happened. Then another time I remember, so these same dudes were all out at a cabin and everything like that, come back, partying, get caught with alcohol. Like, the RA coordinator finds out, like, everybody knows that we're getting our asses kicked. They get called out at like 3, 4 a.m. We get a text from coach, like, be at the track at 6. So, in the track we had at Jeffco was around the soccer field, and it wasn't like, nice rubber track, like, let's go run 100 meters and we can exactly tell what that is. No, it's a concrete circle with no marks on it. They just, like, the cars would drive around on it, not meant for people to run on. So we went and had cross country practice at 6 a.m. after that. And like my roommate woke me up. He's like, "Hey man, like coach texted us." Like, "Yeah, right. Like, what are you talking about?" It's like 5:30 in the morning. I'm not getting up. Like, "No, dude, we got to be down there." So we all go down there. We ran. I'm pretty sure we counted like 8 to 10 miles from 6 a.m. We had a class at 8:30 with coach. But the thing is, the guys that got caught with the alcohol and that got in trouble with like campus security and everything, they got to watch the entire fucking thing. Coach didn't make them run at all.
That's crazy.
Half of us throwing our guts up, can't finish it. Some dude's got asthma. Like, it was a miserable time. We were running. All right, go run a mile, do your 4 laps. All right, come back here. We're gonna do 200-meter sprints. Like,
I'm sure y'all were like, "Man, fuck you guys."
But the thing is, like, everybody was so close and everybody was like really good dudes on the team, so they're just like looking at us like, "Oh man." And we're all just getting our asses kicked. Like, I didn't party or socialize at that point, so like didn't really talk to any of the guys, know even what happened. I'm just out there throwing my guts up because coach got woke up at 4 a.m. Ends the practice with, "All right, so you guys that have coaching baseball," which is the class that he coached or taught on Tuesdays and Thursdays. He's like, "You have it at 8:30. Any one of you motherfuckers show up smelling bad, I'm kicking you out of class." So we all had to go shower and come to class in 30 minutes. And we get there, and he's like jolly as fuck and just like, hanging out, like laughing, joking around with us, like, "Oh, you look tired. Like, oh, I remember seeing you throw up this morning." Gets enough time in there to where he's like, "All right, guys, so I'll go home." Sit this home.
Oh, so you didn't even have class?
No, but he made us all get ready to come back to class and then sent their ass home.
I'm sure when you got home, you didn't do shit. You took a nap or
nap, bro.
Sat on your ass.
Straight to nap.
I do have what else did I have? I wanted to when you got hit in the collarbone, I had that one down. Fly ball got you on the collarbone that one game. That was crazy. Yeah, I don't know why. I remember that so vividly.
That's because I was bad. So
my ass literally sprinted from second base out to center field because like it was so loud. That shit was like, I could hear it. Like that shit was crazy.
I was told a couple times in my career that I played center field a lot for Legion. And I was told multiple times by Coach Harrell and Coach Bone, "Hey, you need to play deeper. You're better at coming in on the ball than you are going back on it. Like, Yeah, that's true. Very true. So we're playing in O'Fallon, Illinois. Fly ball gets hit, and it's like dusk time, like in between night and day, kind of just a weird time. The lights are off the stadium.
It was dark, right?
Yeah, it was like just became dark, like twilight almost. And the ball gets hit. We're playing this huge ass outfield. It's like 420 dead center, and I have to run backwards. There's a bunch of fucking room around me. I see the ball. I'm reading it, but then it turns me around a couple times. I thought I camp underneath it. I go to catch it, put my glove up, misses straight in my collarbone, straight off my chest.
That shit was like loud.
Yeah.
I thought you were fucked.
I was perfectly fine.
Did you get taken out of that game?
I think just for the inning, and then they put me back in to hit. I'm not sure, but yeah, no, I took a fly ball off the collarbone. Then in high school, my senior year, I took a line drive off of my collarbone while I was pitching. Didn't break then. Didn't break whenever I caught that fly ball. This bitch is strong.
There was so much shit that fucking happened to you, bro.
Hang curveball off my face. Line drive off the side of my head.
I seen your pinky go like this.
Yeah, you can still see how fat it is. It's this one, but compared to this one, like this entire, look at these fingers.
Your knuckles.
My knuckles. Damn, man.
I got a couple more, I think. Do you want to talk about my pitching career?
Oh, I'm pretty sure I also have that mentioned on my Chandler's pitching performance as a Festus 253 baseball player. We
had its ups and downs.
Yeah, I would say starting out at your performance, the JV game that we played, that team I think had lost a combined 4 games before Chandler got on the mound. We lost by 15 that game.
Coach Neal let me out for the Wolves, bro. Okay, for people listening, the only time my ass ever got on a mound and threw a baseball was when we had nobody else to. That's the only reason why I would ever pitch. So Coach Neal comes up to me for the game. Hey, I need you to eat some innings. I'm like, all right, I got you.
Was this the game we were late to down in Jackson?
No, I don't think we were late, were we?
I'm not sure, but we ran super late for a 1 game one time. Continue.
But I was like, all right, coach, I got you, get on the mound. I think they scored like 11 runs
in the first.
Before I got 3 outs.
Yeah, it was.
I don't even think I pitched another inning. It was so bad.
Sure you went 2/3 of an inning.
It was so bad. It was just the worst. I mean, everything was getting hit everywhere, and I don't remember. I was probably walking motherfuckers too. Like, it was just a disaster. And I'm looking in the dugout at times in the inning too. I'm like, oh, are you gonna get me out of here now or what?
That was one of the only innings in my baseball career where I was out of breath in center field, bro.
Oh yeah, it was just win some, lose some. We sure the fuck ain't winning nothing on the mound apparently.
Did you get into a varsity game?
Yeah, I pitched one varsity game, and it was same situation. We were out of pitching, but this one's actually a good story because that year Coach Mayer let me fuck around and throw sidearm and stuff, because they actually they let me fuck around and do bullpens and stuff. But Coach Mayer was like, drop it down, throw from like different arm angles. So we were out of pitching at an out of town tournament. Same thing again, need you to eat some innings or whatever. So I think me and Riendo threw this game, but I threw and I hit like second in the order. So like that was just like a good feeling type moment, I'm like, I'm starting pitching and I'm hitting second. I think I got a couple hits that game, but I threw like, I don't know, maybe like 4 innings or so. I gave up a couple runs, but that one was much better. And so yeah, that one was a better one than the first one. And I got to spin some sidearm, which was cool. Like that was a better experience for sure.
Oh man.
I got a couple more college ones to say, if that's cool.
Yeah, we're at an hour right now, but go ahead, hit me, boss.
Okay. I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but it's hilarious.
I'd love to hear it.
My first practice at Greenville, the morning practice, have I ever told you this story?
Is this when you shit your pants?
Yeah.
Yes, please tell me. Cause again, please.
Okay, so this is, in college, you're trying, at least people out of my build, trying their best to gain weight. You're trying your best to gain weight. So I'm eating protein out the ass and drinking protein out the ass. And like doing stuff like that upsets your stomach real bad,
Yeah.
So, wake up. This is my first college practice. I got a couple buddies I'm friends with already. And we get to the gym. And I'm around my buddy. And like I had to fart. So I let the little fart go. It wasn't a fart. And my buddy, like, he heard it, bro. He heard it. And he's like, he legit says, "Ha, you just shit your pants." I'm like, no, I didn't. Run to the bathroom, bro. I ripped them off. I threw them away. And I just practiced throughout. It was the most embarrassing experience because, like, people probably fucking smelled me, I'm sure. It was just a disaster. And my buddy says, "Ha, you just shit your pants." Yeah. Starts laughing. Shout out Grant. It was Grant.
No way.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm talking about the Nut Buds podcast, #1 fan.
Hell yeah. And then that's pretty much all I got. I mean, there's other college stories that are cool, but Grant can't handle the headlock I have down too. Did I ever tell you that story?
You make him tap.
He didn't tap.
You just made him go.
So we had two college recruits. So like our assistant coach, like he was like be the recruiting guy, and he's like, hang out
on visits. Yeah,
exactly. And they would be like, you hang out with Chan and Grant, they're cool. So they were in our room. Me and Grant are fucking around. And I put him in a headlock, I'm like, tap out, motherfucker, tap out. And he never did, so I just kept going. I'm like, tap out, dude. He passes out. These two people are sitting in the corner of our room and probably like, what the fuck is going on? These crazy motherfuckers, Grant's literally like this. Like, dead. I'm picking him up, I'm like, Grant! Shaking him, Grant! And he wakes back up. He's like, holy fuck, bro.
Did those guys commit to Greenville?
Hell no.
I got to take one dude on a recruiting trip.
Did they come?
At Jeffco. He ended up committing, yeah.
Well, you're better than me.
Yeah, so. I mean, I should have been the recruiting coordinator. That's what I'm getting out of that.
Oh, yeah, you should have been. Was he good?
Yeah, he's pretty good. His name's Dominic Canovi. I think that's how you say his last name. He's been playing for a couple years. Shout out to him. I'm still friends with him. So he showed up with an ACL brace on. He had ACL surgery the year before that. He's out of Springfield. He ended up marrying my best friend in high school's cousin.
Oh shit, cool.
Oddly enough, I don't think they're together anymore. But but he came down to the field. He was in a knee brace and like had been taking BP and everything like that before. Just kind of watching practice, and then I was in my arm sling, and we were just sitting there talking about our surgeries on the bench and everything. And
damn, that's bonding time.
So that's how we get it done around here. Bond over injuries. Get people on your team. That was the only thing I had to converse about with people in college, because they're like, "Oh, you're on the team?" They remembered when I was on the team when I made everybody retake the team picture, though. I don't think I've ever. That? I was so embarrassed. I don't think I've ever told anybody this. So this is gonna make for a long episode. What?
What'd you do?
Just wait. So you remember how like how there used to be a thing to where if somebody looked below your waist and they saw you like you doing this, like you'd get punched. So we're in a team picture, and I'm in the front row, and I'm sitting crisscross applesauce, spoons in the bowl, supposed to. Well, I have my hands on my knees, and my hands are like
on purpose.
On purpose, like three of us in the picture had done it, and like it was like a thing at that point. So like people were on the lookout in team pictures and everything. Like, don't do this, because people were also arguing about it being a white power symbol. Obviously, it was not for that. It was just like a joke. And so we took a team picture. Coach comes back the next day and confronts everybody who did it about it in front of everybody. And they're like, yeah, like, stupid move. And he's like, all right, Prater, what about you? Like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, your hands are like that. It's like, nah, man, they're just on my legs. I'm like, he called me out in front of the entire group, and I just instinctually just like lied. I was like, no, I didn't do it.
So your thumbs weren't cramping.
He said, he's like, I can see it, like clear as day. Like, you're doing this in the picture just like everybody else. I was like, no, man, that's just how my hands sit on my knees. Like, this is happening in the middle of, like, we're in the basketball arena, or the basketball, the field house, and I'm sitting in like the top part of the bleachers past everybody. So everybody knows this exchange is going on. And he was like, show me how you sit then. So I sat down and put my hands on my legs, and it looked like I made it to look like my hands. Like that. Everybody was dying fucking laughing. I was so embarrassed, bro. After that, he was like, all right, whatever, blah, blah, blah. We get past the topic. I end up going to the bathroom. I have a fucking panic attack because I'm like, what the fuck did I just do? Like, I just lied to my coach. Like, I'm gonna get my ass ripped. I come in at the end of practice, and he's in his office, like, doesn't give a shit about this at this point. Like, we had to come in and retake our pictures like a couple days later, but he didn't really care. He just hated that he had to come back in for the pictures. And he was
I bet you for that next picture, he was like,
yep. He was like, come in, Prater, what's up? And he was like super cool with me. I was like, Coach, I just want to apologize. He's like, oh no, man, you're good. He's like, it's not a big deal. And I was like, no, I really want to apologize. I was trying to tell him that I lied to him without saying, hey, I lied, because that would have gotten me kicked off the team. So I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get it to that situation. Like, I'm so sorry. He's like, oh no, you're good. Fast forward about a week or so later, and he's like, all right, so those idiots that made us retake those pictures, you guys got field work tomorrow before everybody else. Like, you got to get the field ready for the showcase that we had. And I just, like, didn't say anything, and I didn't have to do the field work and everything.
There you go.
That was the scariest moment in my college career, is lying directly in my coach's face, and I did not mean to do it whatsoever. So sorry, Coach Evers.
That's hilarious.
We should probably wrap up with that one, though, because we're at an hour and 8 minutes. It's supposed to be a short episode,
wrap.
But we just talk.
Yeah, we could go on about this type shit, bro. But, all right, I hope everybody enjoyed Peanut. It was good seeing you again this weekend. Yeah,
brother. I'm only going to be back once a month for the next 4 months.
I'm going to see you soon. Again.
We're going to a Cardinals game.
Dude, at the Cardinal game, we got to take a picture of us, and we'll post it on the Nutty Buddies Twitter. We'll be like, reunited.
We're nutting together.
Yeah.
The buds are nuts together. The nuts are buds together. Whatever. But all
right.
This will be a short turnaround. Like, we're recording this the Wednesday. Normally record it the Thursday beforehand. This is 6 days after what we would normally record it. So we're gonna get this out the next day, and then we're about to record tomorrow another episode. So we're getting this content out. No, it doesn't matter. Holidays not. 20-hour drives not. Content monsters.
Grinders. All right. Hope y'all enjoyed, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace out.
Peace.